What's up, guys? It's your girl Sophina, the diva, back here again. Welcome back to my channel. So I have been thinking, what type of video do I want to make for New Year's? And I didn't really know, because I hate it when someone says, new year, new me. It's not realistic. I mean, you are you. You can't change who you are. And some people always say, you know, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna, you know, work out 7 days a week and lose 20 pounds. You know, those are great goals to have, but I feel like realistically speaking, you wanna make little goals that can ultimately reach the big goals. So I have a couple of tips and tricks that I wanna share with you guys. Also some things that I'm going to be doing myself. First things first, as I said, resolution, no. You know, specific goals that are too outrageous, no. But one thing that I've been doing the past like 2 years now is a word. Each year I pick a word that I'm going to kind of follow, if that makes sense. So 2 years ago, ego was my word. A lot of times when I went and spoke to people, they had egos, big egos, and their ego, it wasn't helping them in life. It was kind of hurting them in life. And definitely there's been situations where it's hurt me in life as well. So that year, ego was my word. Anytime there was a situation where someone was speaking to me and I felt like I wanted to speak something back, I thought about it and I'm like, is that my ego or is that the right thing to do? And it helped me in a lot of different situations. And last year, my word was patience. And it's crazy because I definitely didn't know this whole pandemic thing was gonna happen. And that has definitely taught me to have more patience in life and in the world, but also to realize that there's time. You know what I mean? Now this year, I have no idea what my word is yet. But when I figure it out, I will let you guys know. I need to really think about it and embrace what type of a year I want 2021 to be. So we'll get back to that one. So that's one of my little tips and tricks that I would suggest that kind of helps me. So I just think of a word instead of a resolution. Now the next thing, people say goals. Goals are great. You definitely need goals to achieve. Now last year I made a vision board. Now on my vision board, I had 20 million thousand things on there. And as I was doing research and reading some books and listening to people and listening to some motivational stuff, I realized things come in threes. So I am a bit superstitious sometimes. So when one bad thing happens, I'm like, oh no, there's 2 more coming and then I'm done. One good thing happens, I'm like, yes, 2 more good things, you know, things like that. So that is actually real. Maybe not that bad stuff. If you don't believe in it, that's totally fine. But everything does come in threes. So when you're making a goal and you have goals to set, don't set more than 3 goals. 3 only. That is your cap. That's as much as your brain can kind of register, if that makes sense. So make 3 goals. If you hit those 3 goals, go ahead and move on to 3 more. But I have like 3 general goals that I want to make throughout the 2021. Once again, guys, I still need to dive deep. So I really want to, like, you know, tighten up those screws and figure out what specific goals I want to have, but that's another tip and trick that I have. Now my next one. People say, want to work out this many times, things like that. I haven't been that good with drinking water. I travel a lot, I drive a lot, and so that's one reason why I don't like to drink a lot of water. I really want to make it a goal to get better with drinking water, and I've already started to implement that a bit. So one thing I did was I got a cute little cup. I don't have it with me, with a straw, because I feel like whenever I go to restaurants, I drink a lot of water, so I feel like the straw mechanism really would help me, and it has so far. And then another thing is I downloaded an app, which is a water app that dings like every 2 hours to remind me to drink water. Now, I haven't been the best with drinking water every time that alarm goes off, but it has reminded me to drink more water than I have been. So I'm just gonna try and do better with that in the new year. My next little tip that I did 2 years ago. So what I did was, I got a box like this, right? I had a different box. I'll probably find that one, maybe. I don't know, whichever box, it doesn't really matter. What you do is each week or each day, totally up to you if you can remember. I have terrible memory, but each day you get like a sticky note or a piece of paper, a little tiny paper, and you write down what happened in that day that was good, or in that week that was good. You write it down on the paper, fold it up, and put it in your little box, so that by the end of the year, you know all the happy things that have happened, whether they're small or big. You get to open them up and read them. I know the last time when I did it, I don't know why I didn't do it this year, but the last time I did it, I like cried while I was reading him because I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much great things have happened through the year. A lot of times our memory or our mind really only embraces negative more than they embrace the positive. So it's a really great reminder. Also, every day is a great day, and at the end of the year, you'll realize that a lot of great things have happened. So my other little tip and trick. Okay, I only got 2 more little tips and tricks, okay? So my next one that I really want to implement is decluttering. When I moved from my last apartment, I did declutter a lot, which is great because I usually have a really hard time with throwing away things that I might think I might use, or clothes specifically, because a lot of times I have a lot of summer clothes and then I don't really use them because I might not go out somewhere or whatever, and then later on I'm like, oh, but I'll wear it eventually when I like can. So that's something I'm gonna implement when I move again. I'm going to make sure I declutter, and before I move as well, because it just makes me feel better and it's not too many stuff everywhere, and there's things that I don't use, and I don't like having a lot of stuff that is just there. I'm very organized and I'm a very clean person, but it's just really nice to declutter. And last and definitely not least, one thing I'm going to do is write myself a love letter. I'm going to sit down, put my thinking cap on, and just write myself a love letter. I always talk about self-love. It's so important. You can use your self-love how you please. I've read a couple things that other people are doing letters and then they read it to themselves later. So I'm like, okay, I wanna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and write myself a love letter, and then I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna, think about it, and then at the end of the year, I'm going to see how far I've come. Those are all my little tips and tricks and things that I'm gonna implement in the new year. So I hope you guys learned a couple things. Maybe you'll implement some things. Please comment below what other things you are gonna do for your New Year's goals, or whatever you want to title that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on your post notifications, and follow me on Instagram at Sofina the Diva, TikTok, Sofina the Diva, and Twitter, Sofina_DeJesus. I'll see you guys next time. Happy New Year!